BTC and alts are flying, and this is the market that we live for. Damn, it's good to be a trader right now. This week, cumulatively, we have shared over 100% gains, spot buys inside the Discord, 100% free. I'm going to show you the alts that I'm looking at the moment, what I'm currently trading, and what we need to get over before this market continues higher. If you want to know how to get in on it, how you can follow along, stick around as I dive right in. Damn, we're having some fun right now. Yes, you can hear it in my voice. You can see it. This is what we've been waiting for, baby. I'm so excited to be trading this market right now. After having a little bit of time off, we have shared our bearish bias in this market for such a long time. I was under the impression that it would be late January, February before we started seeing some moves in this market. Well, here we damn are, and congratulations to you if you've stuck around in this market and not capitulated, because there are some damn good times ahead in the next couple of months if we look historically at what BTC and alts have done in April, May, and June. So let's get right into this. I want to share with you some trades that I've shared this week. As I said, cumulatively 100% gain this week on spot buys. So we shared Luna. It's done 18% in the last 3 or 4 days. Huge gains on Luna. AVE, which we had shared, 30.19% in 2 days. This is awesome. Also as well, Algo, 39% in 3 days. We shared that macro bottom. I'm just going to share this with you now. The macro bottom that we were discussing on Algo, where we had mentioned that Algo had really bottomed out, in my opinion, at 68 cents, and she had ripped up to 93 cents in just a couple of days. Man, this is really, really fun. Ape, we've been trading that a lot at the moment as well. 8.2% in 4 hours. That was a lot of fun. And then also as well another trade on Luna earlier on in the week, plus a bunch of others. OMG, which we shared inside the Discord today. We also shared AVAX, which has since done 10.2% out of this flag formation, and a whole bunch of other alts which we have been trading and playing with this week. And of course, you can get it all for free. We share everything that we do here for free in the Discord link below. The first time we'd open it up in around 4.5 months. Pretty good time to open the Discord up and come in and get all these free trade calls. So I'm going to share with you the BTC chart and my thoughts at the moment. So this was BTC back on the 25th of March, and our Unicorn indicator gave our first bullish entry since since July last year, or since the 3rd of October 2021, before we had that massive move up towards all-time highs. You can get a hold of Unicorn by clicking the links below. You'll make your money back in a couple of trades. Very, very easy. $29 a month, even cheaper if you're from the US. So what the issue was that we had for BTC is that we were sitting right on that 200 moving average. We had our bullish entry signal from there. Now, a lot of guys were saying, should I jump in now? Should I jump in? Should I get out? Should I take profits? Of course, if you're making profits on the way, if you're making gains on the way up, rather, take your profits, and you would be wise to perhaps stay out of a trade when we are headbutting 200 moving average resistance. We can see in the past it has acted pretty heavily as a level of resistance, and you were right to think the same thing again. But we had this rising formation on BTC where we were making new higher lows, and we had seen that we had tested this resistance a few times before, and we know that the more times we test resistance, the weaker that resistance comes. And then we look at Terra buying 18,000 BTC over the last few days, just massive buys from those guys. The market is seemingly turning a little bit bullish despite the circumstances over in Europe, the price of oil, inflation, cost of living increasing. But when we see this rising formation, this is kind of the time when we think and we expect to have a pop through that resistance. So we did that. So Unicorn gave us the entry signal back there. And since then, we had done a cumulatively 7.8% in just a couple of days. Not bad if you were trading at leverage. We're spot buyers. So what I'm anticipating now, we've got this very significant level here, which was the yearly open at 46, let's say 46,387 was the yearly open. We knew that was a significant point for BTC to break through and hold as a level of support if we were going to look to see highs up towards that $50,000 level. 50,000 we know is hugely psychological for a lot of traders. If we can break 50K, I anticipate that we head back up towards all-time highs. Not ripping straight up towards all-time highs, but certainly headed back up towards all-time highs. Now, One thing we really need to be cautious of when we get very euphoric in a market is going too heavy into positions. So one thing that I'm looking at as a potential formation here is this. And what this was a bust through our 200 moving average, a quite a nice sort of bullish engulfing candle, but we ripped to the downside where our MA cluster acted as support. And we can see we've got our Unicorn super trend, and we also have our Unicorn 200 moving average sitting there as a level of support, which is also these previous highs. Now, we haven't really had a retest of that zone, which you typically see in this ascending formation. You would see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, rip, hold support, and then rip back up towards some highs. So that kind of is my anticipation at the moment on what we will see with BTC. I think a lot of people will freak out if we didn't hold this yearly open and may look to capitulate on their positions or at least jump out of positions, and it might spook the market a little bit. We can see that we've got our steamroller heading into overbought territory. Our MACD has now started losing momentum. Our on-balance volume has started to taper out a little bit, and our RSI has hit that 70 RSI point, the top of our parallel channel. We know that from our RSI videos that we published, top right hand corner, if you don't know how to trade with RSI, massively powerful oscillator, that we can go up towards that 80 RSI. So there is still technically a little bit of room to move to the upside. But in my opinion, unless we see some sort of strength in the next 24 hours, we are headed into weekend volume, which means that volume is going to start to taper off. I do anticipate that we would look to retest that 46, maybe that 45.5, 45.3 level. Potentially that 44. Let's say between 46 and 44 are my levels of interest on BTC at the moment. And one thing that you really need to be cautious of here is being heavily in longs when your oscillators and your indicators are telling you that we are approaching overbought conditions. So don't be ripping straight into positions now. You know, no position is still a good position, but you really need to be prepared and engaged in this market for what this market is offering to us right now. So let's get back into it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification icon so that you get updates every single time that we go live, just like this. So these are really the levels for us on BTC at the moment. It would not be surprising for me to see a retest of that 45 to 44 level. We're kind of in the midway point of this previous high at 50k and these previous highs. Now potentially turn support at around 45 to 46k. So something to be a little bit mindful of on Ethereum. On BTC rather. Ethereum. Man, we have had so much fun trading this as of late. If you look back at previous times where I have shared my ETHUSD charts with you, we'll go back a few days ago, where Ethereum was, we were anticipating the hit of the bottom of this channel. If I just turn everything off, you can see that we had this triangle formation again, where we were making lower highs, but we were also making higher lows. So we were being squeezed here in this triangle formation, and my anticipation was this sort of movement, which I shared with you back on March 11. Looking at that previous high, potentially around that sort of 3-1 level, which we hit pretty confidently, and then that upper target of mine was 3.5 before I anticipated some potential moves back to the downside. So we missed out on that by $15. Not a bad effort on UTG's behalf here. So still seeing a lot of strength on Ethereum overall from a bullish and a macro sort of standpoint. When we look towards our gravy train indicator, we do still have room to move to the upside to 3.7. And I anticipate that when the market starts to rock, I think leading up to ETH 2.0 and everything that's been sort of being touted for that later on this year, we will see some pretty bullish moves on Ethereum. I'm definitely bullish on Ethereum. If we look at our Unicorn indicator, we're sitting pretty comfortably now above our 200 moving average. Again, I do want to be mindful of the fact that we can still retest these previous highs before we move back up. But looking at this structure here to the left, there isn't a great deal holding us back up towards that sort of 3.7, 3.8 level. So again, we're kind of in a midway point right now for BTC and ETH. But one thing that I've got to tell you, and this is something that I get asked all the time, but when it comes to periods like this, when we have started making bullish momentum, we are sitting above our MA cluster, most importantly sitting above our 200 moving average, we are in an uptrend. do not go against the trend. Do not try to short every move. You know, you want to be long in your positions. You want to be accumulating in certain levels for certain coins and looking to take profits on the way up. Because if you just jump into a position blindly and, you know, you think, we're in a bullish environment, I'm just going to throw everything at it, you can still get wrecked when the markets act irrationally. So, you know, we're in a bullish momentum. We're in a bullish environment. Choose your coins wisely and your projects wisely, and you know, you can just look to hold. I think 90% of people would be more profitable in this market if they just bought at a level and held. Takes the stress out of a lot of things we do in this market when you're looking to buy tops, you know, sell tops rather, and buy bottoms. Just buy and hold if you are bullish on a project. Don't look at your account every 10 minutes looking at, you know, $30, $1,000, $10,000 swings, whatever it is that you're playing with, and just enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. On the daily time frame, definitely looking like we could, you know, see some potential pullbacks, but again, the market's very bullish right now. We're all very excited, and we know how quickly this market can pump. All right, let's have a look at a couple of other coins that I am trading very actively right now, one of which being AVAX. So again, I shared with you the other day AVAX in our trading results channel. I'm just going to share the original entry with you and just tell you why I entered in at that point. Excuse me, I'm just going to look here. I just want to break this down for you just to sort of show you why I was in this trade. So this was the original trade that I shared on the 28th of March, so 3 days ago. We were retesting this previous high, and really what I wanted to see was a break above previous high, a potential retest, and then a move back up towards this 103, 104 level on AVAX. I was looking at a 10% gain potentially on that. We had this flag formation. We take our flagpole, and then we multiply the distance from the bottom of our sort of channel to the top of our channel, and that will give us our overall sort of potential target. Well, we're very, very close towards that. I have taken a little bit of profit because we got to 10.26 or 10.05, where I took a little bit of profit on that because we always need to be mindful of those top areas being front run. And if we look at this as well, we had a break on AVAX. We had a break from this downtrend. We had a falling wedge pattern off trend, which is such a powerful formation. Top right hand corner now for 3 high probability trade setups where I talk about this, and I said inside the Discord a few times, you're going to be finding these situations a lot more as of late, and this was just one of them. It was a formation turning into a formation with this ascending structure here as well that we saw on BTC beforehand. So, you know, when we hit it, we pop above, we often get a little bit of a sort of a blow off top, a retest, and then moves back up towards all-time highs. Now, in terms of L1s, AVAX, Luna, BNB are some coins that I'm very bullish on for the remainder of the year in terms of upward momentum. When I say very bullish, I'm not looking for moon missions. I'm not looking for hundreds and hundreds of percent gains, but certainly L1s and DeFi projects this year. AVE, which I share with you, that did 30% in a couple of days. Very, very bullish on that. So if we look at our gravy train indicator, we still have some room to the upside towards this high at around $117. I'm holding this for a longer term position. Our unicorn indicator gave us the entry pretty much right on the point before it blasted up. So if we look at that, if we had entered on unicorn, that would have given us around 25% in a matter of days as well. Our indicators starting to look a little topped, but I do think that there's still some room to the upside. So I am accumulating on AVAX and just having a play on that pretty regularly at the moment. We can see that we have a volume cluster here where we've broken above, and then sort of our next volume clusters line up pretty well with these levels of support. AVAXUSD has given some sweet results this week, just shy of my 245 target that I shared the other day. So if we have a look at AVE here within our trading results channel, so here was the original trade setup. We had this falling wedge pattern. We had our 200 MA sitting at around $225, and then 245, 285 are my upper targets. Bang! So we were just shy of that 245 level. We've had our gravy train cross, so we've been in this bearish environment really let's say since we turned here the 15th of September. Gravy train, short, 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 short. Give us a little pump, hit the top of the channel, short, 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 short. Stop short. We've now broken out of our gravy cloud, and we're looking towards higher levels here. So if I look at where this pumped from, or we could say sort of from here, we could look back again towards these highs of around, let's say, 193 to 190. If we pull our fibs a little bit closer, we'll go to the 4-hour time frame here, and we can pull it from where sort of, let's say, the initial kind of pump moved from. We'd be looking towards our 38 and our 50 cluster. So let's say between 200 and 195 for potential pullbacks. We saw that AVE was very, very heavily overbought rather, at the 88 RSI. Can't get much higher than that. Steamroller was looking very oversold, and we're losing momentum on our MACD and STOCH. So all the signs were there for you to jump out at that period. When we had this bullish candle and we didn't quite hit that 245 target that I set, I had exited this trade, and I'm exited out of it at the moment. So I'm looking back down towards this level to see what could happen with AVE. Again, DeFi projects, we're looking at SUSHI today. I did 11% in like 20 minutes today. That was crazy. I said to the guys, and it hit my target perfectly. So I haven't even checked that in like a couple of hours. Really happy with that. That was 11% in a couple of hours. And I shared that inside the Discord earlier today, where it was a little bit sort of cryptic, but I said to the guys, what did I say earlier today? I said one word, DeFi. I'll leave that with you. And that was just before SUSHI pumped. Uni as well, we would be expecting to sort of head up in the same sort of realm. As I mentioned inside Discord, Uni and SUSHI, the two sort of DeFi projects, tend to follow each other quite well. Uni often being the coin to pump first, SUSHI quickly thereafter. So when I see Uni pump, I often jump into SUSHI kind of blindly sometimes, and because I've seen it so many times, it's pretty often that I'm profitable on that sort of trade. So I'll leave that one with you. Luna is another one that we shared this week, and I'll share with you why we spoke about Luna. I'll give you the original entry that I shared on Luna quite a number of days ago now, which was this original upwards channel that we were seeing. Again, we were making higher highs, higher lows on this. We're at 92.95. And then from 92.95 to where we are now, 18%, and we're just kind of teetering around the middle of this channel. Again, things are starting to look a little bit heated here now, or overheated, let's say, on this channel. So we could definitely see a pop up towards that 112, 115 level. And we have now made new all-time highs on Luna. So what I probably would expect would be a retest of this high. Let's see if we can hold this channel and then continue upwards. We're still sitting pretty comfortably above our unicorn, again giving us the entry signal perfectly. Hit the links below. I'm not even trying to sell you on it. It'll make you money. If you want to get it, you do. If not, that's cool. But yeah, this upwards ascending channel now, very, very good for Luna. I'll show you very quickly on not AVE, we've already been through that. AVAX I've shared with you as well. APE is a coin that I've been playing a little bit as of late. I shared this with the guys the other day. I said we've broken this diagonal resistance, support rather. One thing to be mindful of when we do break diagonal support is a retest. When we see bullish momentum, is a retest of that diagonal and then a move back down towards new lows for that local region. Now, we just front ran my 1296, 1291 target, but overall you can see that we were pretty bloody close. We did have a nice little pop from there. I'm probably anticipating a retest of that zone. We're back into RSI bearish territory. If we have a look at Gravy Train, we're kind of, we are sitting below this moving average now as well. But again, if we can break these highs at $15, it's off to the races. I probably anticipate APE to be a pretty heavily traded coin this year, and certainly one to keep your eyes on. We're looking at what the Bored Ape Yacht Club guys are doing, who are the founders of this coin. There is such a strong community around this right now. What if they bring out this to buy merch, or maybe they already have? I don't know. I'm just trading the coin and having a lot of fun with it. Next will be OMG. This is a coin that I am in pretty heavily right now. Has yielded some pretty good profits thus far. So again, we hit this previous high level where I had my alert set. I've been in since Unicorn gave us the entry back here when we breached past our 50 fib level at $5 or I think maybe 519 or something I jumped in at. We're looking at 200 moving average resistance around 630, but look at what we have left to go if we are to make some movements on OMG. So, you know, I'm going to do a video on drawing trend lines like this in a little bit of a funky way, but certainly, you know, you look at it from a standpoint in terms of what OMG has left to offer. We're sitting right on our point of control now. We can see there's a nice blast up towards that 875 level, but again, we're not going to blast straight up. Let's just look to see what the market offers over the next couple of days. Some pullbacks may ensue. I would not be surprised by that. Within our Ichimoku cloud at the moment, looking at a Unimoku indicator, and that right there is money. We have broken through our Ichi cloud, our lag line, our Chiku, however you want to say it for those who are familiar with Fibonacci. Top right hand corner video there, break down everything you need to know about trading with Ichimoku, and we're looking for new highs within this range. We've got our gravy cloud, a little bit of resistance here, which lines up with our 200 moving average, but again, you can see we ping pong pretty confidently within this channel in previous times beforehand. I'm looking for the same thing. Again, we may have a retest of this high zone, would not be surprised by that at all. But again, looking pretty good at the moment. Other coins that are notable at the moment as well: XLM, VET, Theta. 3 coins that pump of their own accord more often than not when BTC consolidates or has little bits of wobbles in these bullish markets. You know, VET I shared with you inside the Discord a few days ago. Shared inside the Discord, again, ripped through the cloud. I did something like 30-40% in a matter of a couple of days. I don't know why my TA's not in there. I must have deleted it. Mana is another one that I'm looking at. Gaming coins, looking for some upside moves on this at the moment, potentially towards that $3.40 level. We've got this Adam and Eve bottom here, which I highlighted 3 or 4 days ago. We're continuing to move to the upside. If we look at our Unicon, definitely sitting at some resistance at this point here, so I am taking a gamble on this coin, but at the moment I'm seeing this formation and I'm looking for more upside moves. But again, it all depends on BTC and what happens there. So that's it. Thank you so much. We are having so much fun right now. Hit that link below and come into the Discord. I share trade setups every single day inside there at the moment, and they will keep coming thick and fast as long as this market allows us to do so. First time in 4 months we've opened that up. Head to unitytradinggroup.com. And if you aren't trading, you should be learning right now. As I said to the guys a few weeks ago, no position is still a good position, but use your time wisely to be studying this market, looking at coins, and making some money with us. There is life-changing money to be made from this market, and you are only a trade away from what could be the start of a new paradigm for you when it comes to your trading. So master your trade, take advantage of these markets, and enjoy the ride. We're having a hell of a time right now, and it's really, really good to be back. Thank you so much. I am Tex. I love you. Take care, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.